Welcome to another episode of Verdicts and Victories, where we take a look behind the curtain to see what's really happening in personal injury law. I'm Brandon Smith, and I want to tell you about a recent case that we're currently litigating, but happened a long time ago. In 2021, at a Wendy's in North Georgia, there was a horrible event. Family was there dining with their two sons, and they were going to get a meal, break bread. Before I get into the details, let me tell you how we actually met this family. As is much the case, we often get calls from lawyers all throughout this state. Lawyers will call and say, "Hey, Brandon, I think I might have a case for you," or "Hey, Brandon, will your team investigate this case? There might be something here." And this was a case where I got to meet a very special family through another lawyer that sent us that case. "Hey, Brandon, you need to meet these folks. They're great people. They had something really, really bad happen to them." I said, "Okay, no problem. Send me the file. Let me look into what happened." And so they sent me the file. In this case, there was a criminal incident report. I got that incident report, read it, reviewed it, called the family, talked about the facts and details relative to the circumstance that happened, and we got into it. And we absolutely thought there was a case and decided to sign them as clients. And it's just a good testament to the fact that we try to keep a great relationships with all lawyers throughout the state, because not everyone does what we do in catastrophic injury and death cases, and we love to just be a voice and also to be ears to see if somebody has a case. This family did. So back to the Wendy's. This sweet married couple takes their two boys to dinner one night when they all of a sudden see somebody in the middle of the Wendy's twerking. Now, twerking is a gyration dance move. It's gone viral, and it goes viral. And the intent of this individual was, I think, to probably go viral, because there were people that were recording her as she was twerking in the middle of the Wendy's. Mom and dad were in the booth on the same side. Sons were on the other side of the booth as they were getting ready to have dinner. While this individual was twerking, mom and dad were up. They were up getting condiments. They were getting ketchup, napkins, everything that you would need to eat a great meal at Wendy's. And so as that is happening, the person that was twerking on the floor of Wendy's in plain view in front of all the employees goes over to the booth where these two young boys are sitting, and she starts twerking in front of them in their face. Horrible. Parents' worst nightmare. So mom sees this happening from the side of her eye, and by this time the girl that was twerking goes up to the front counter. You can actually see some of the employees there laughing at this, smirking at the situation. That's what's happening. Mom goes up, taps the individual that was dancing, twerking in front of her sons, and tries to say, "Hey, that was not appropriate." Once she does that, she catches a punch right in the face. And once that happened, husband goes to try to help his wife, and then there was just an absolute melee against the husband and the wife. All the while, the two young boys are watching their parents get absolutely beat on. Now, the employees of that place did nothing. They stood and watched everything transpire. In fact, there was one employee that tried to go intervene, and another employee pulled that employee out not to intervene. How is that a case? How is that a case? Well, in Georgia, a property owner has a non-delegable duty under OCGA 5131 to make the premises safe. That they cannot delegate. So a customer, a patron, an invitee is the legal word. When they go onto the premises, a property owner has a duty to make that premises safe from hazards or foreseeable harm. Now, in this case, that crowd that was twerking and ultimately beat up my two clients, they were intoxicated. And that's documented in incident reports. They were cited for that, criminal investigation about that. And they were very boisterous from the very first time they got into that establishment, putting those employees of that establishment on notice that they may be a threat of harm to other patrons. Can't delegate that duty. Well, it turns out that those individuals that ultimately assaulted and beat up my clients caused hundreds of thousands of dollars in damages. Their faces were deformed. They were absolutely beat up, shamed, dehumanized, all in front of their two young sons. A memory that really can never go away for two young boys or for this family. We get engaged. My firm is assigned to the case to put the case into suit. We put this case into court. And we litigate that case and find out every single angle of recovery and every single obligation that that establishment had to protect this sweet family. That's our ambition. That's what we've been doing throughout the entire case. The case is actually in suit now. We're going through depositions. We will ultimately have to fight motions in that case that the establishment will file to say this case does not belong in state court, but it does. And we're going to fight with everything that we have to keep it in state court and to see a jury in this matter, because we want a jury to hear that families that go to a family dinner deserve to be protected. This wasn't the first occasion that something like this happened at this particular establishment. And so we're trying to, with what we do, make every place better. We can't make every place better, but with the clients that are entrusted to us and that trust us with their case, that's exactly what we do in recovering for them. And we hope to recover for this sweet family that had a horrible thing happen to them while at dinner.